Ki Jai. Let us all sit upright for a few minutes, devotees, with our eyes gently closed, our heads gently bowed, and our hands clasped as we go into Dhyana. Panaji, thank you very much this morning for your invocations. Sitaram, everyone, welcome to Sunday morning satsang at Devi Mandir. As we glorify the name of Bhagavan with these few shlokas, we prepare ourselves to receive divine kathaa gyan pravachan. Prem se bolo Gajanan Swami ki jai. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Shri Saraswate Namaha. Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sanstita Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha. Karpur Gaura, Karunavatar, Sansar Saram, Bhujagendra Haram, Sada Vasantam Hridayar Vinde. Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanur Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru Atulit Baladhavam Ema Shaila Badeham Ranujavan Krishanu Jnanina Magraganyam Sakala Gunaninharam Valaramadhisham Raghupati Priya Bhartam Vagjatam Namami. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Shantakaram bhujagashayanam padmanabham suresham vishwadharam gaganasadusham meghavarnam subhangam lakshmikantam kamalayanam Yogi Vidyanamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavaiharam Sarvalokekanatham Sarvalokekanatham Sarvalokekanatham. Praise the Lord Shri Satyanarayana Bhagavan ki jai. We go before the feet now of Mother Vani, the goddess of speech, Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, Vinayaka, the remover of all obstacles, and of course, we give obeisances to the sage Valmiki, one of the authors of the original Ramayana. Goswami Tulsidasji wrote this very first shloka in Sri Ramcharitamanas as a prayer, as a calling, summoning Mother Vani to sit on our tongues as we glorify, we sing, and we prepare to dive into the holy scriptures. Shloka 1, Sri Ramcharitamanas. Varnanam artha sandhanam rasanam chandasam api mangalanam cha kartaro vande vani vinayako bhavani shankaro vande Shraddha Vishwas Rupino Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti सिद्धा स्वान्तस्थं ईश्वरं वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणा यामाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रः सर्वत्र वन्दते सीताराम गुणग्राम पुण्यार्याण्य विवाहिनो वन्दे विशुद्ध विज्ञानो कवीश्वर कवीश्वर प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. Once again, Sitaram, Namaste. Good morning to each and every one of us. As we drove in or traveled in to this beautiful ashram this morning, shining 93 million miles away through all his glory, Surya Narayan Bhagavan, this God, Guru of Hanuman Baba, Path of Shanidev Baba, lights this world with everlasting light and life, filled with love, filled with energy. And when we wake up in the morning and we see Surya Narayan Bhagavan, we always bow to him and we say very simply, Om Shri Suryaye Namaha. We glorify that energy source today, this morning, Surya Narayan, as we bow to him. We say, Tubhyam Namami Narayana, O Surya. Let us sing. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Everyone. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Narayana Hari Narayana Hari Narayana Hari Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Hey Surya Deva, Tubhyam Namami. Hey Surya Deva, Tubhyam Namami. Hey Bhaskaraya, Tubhyam Namami. Hey Bhaskaraya, Tubhyam Namami. Hey Aditya Deva, Tubhyam Namami. Hey Aditya Deva, Tubhyam Namami. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Oh Narayana Hari Narayana Hari Narayana Hari. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Tubhyam Namami Narayana. Om Japakusum Sankasam Kasapayamahalkim Tamoram Sarvasambhutam Tam Namami Tarnamamyaham Bhaskaraya Vidmahi Divakaraya Dhimahi Tanno Surya Prachodayat. Prem se bolo Surya Narayan Bhagavan ki Jai. Jai Surya Dev. Perhaps the most popular deity in this day and age, simply because when Lord Rama left this mortal world, he said to his greatest sevak, his greatest servant, Pawan Putta Hanumanji, O Hanuman Baba, you will remain until the end of time to serve mankind and to protect all the devotees, all my devotees. We glorify Mahavir Swami this morning. Upon walking in this morning, one of the devotees met me. She said, Baba, make sure and sing Hanuman Chalisa. I says, yes, Didi, it's a must. We always do this. We glorify Mahavir Swami. Another storehouse, powerhouse of energy. As we have come this morning to Devi Mandir to plug into the source of energy and to re-energize the cells in this body so that we can carry out our daily duties for the rest of this week. We glorify Hanuman Baba. Bhajaloji Hanuman, Bhajaloji Hanuman, Bhajaloji Hanuman, भजलो जी हनुमान। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार। वरनोर भुवर विमल यश जोधायक बलिदारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि के जागे भूमि हरहु पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटे ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा होई सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि तेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुधो। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सियापति रामचंद्र की जय। प्रेम से बोलो पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय 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 बजरंग बली। I don't have to ask you, how do you feel after chanting Shri Hanuman Chalisa? You're all glowing. Not from the rays of the sun, but glowing from the energy infused in us by glorifying Mahavir Swami by these 40 glorious verses. As customary, we must give praise and thanks to our Guru. Guru, the remover of darkness. This morning we worship our mothers and fathers. That bond that is unbreakable, that is a bond for life, even when their bodies, when their soul, has left this mortal plane, and they have either re-merged with Paramatma or have taken birth elsewhere. We glorify the dust and the feet of that Guru. Wherever your Gurus are, if you don't have a Guru, we take the image of your parents, your mother and father, place their feet to the center of our foreheads this morning as we glorify Guru. We say, Guru Matra Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha, Guru Matra Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha, Tere चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। Tere चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। प्रियतम तुम्ही प्राणनाथ तुम्ही, प्रियतम तुम्ही प्राणनाथ तुम्ही। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। Oh Mother Father, oh Gurudev, you are my devotion, you are my power, you are my salvation, you are my Shiva. तुम ही भाती हो, तुम ही शक्ति हो, तुम ही भाती हो, तुम ही शक्ति हो, तुम ही भाती हो, तुम ही शक्ति हो, तुम ही मोती हो मेरे भोले शिवा। तुम ही मोती हो मेरे भोले शिवा। गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा, गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। ओ गुरुदेव, ओ माता पिता, you are my inspiration, you are my practice, you are my worship. तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही आराधन मेरे सांब शिवा। तुम ही आराधन मेरे सांब शिवा। गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा, गुरु मात्र पिता गुरु बंधु सखा। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। You are my love, O Gurudev, Mata Pitaji, my compassion, my salvation. You are dear to me as my own heart. प्रेम हो, तुम ही करुणा हो, तुम ही प्रेम हो, तुम ही करुणा हो, तुम ही मोक्ष हो मेरे सांब शिवा, तुम ही मोक्ष हो मेरे सांब। गुरु मातृ पिता गुरु बंधु सखा, गुरु मातृ पिता गुरु बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। प्रियताप तुझी हृदयनाथ तुझी, प्रियताप तुझी हृदयनाथ तुझी, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम। प्रेम से बोलो श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। And to all the children here and even the adults, if your parents are alive and they are in the Metro Toronto area and you haven't seen them for the last few days, make an effort. Go out there, buy a flower or even pick a flower. We have plenty here by Devi Mandir. Pick a flower, take it to your parents and hug them. Mom, Dad, I love you with all my heart. You are my everything. It's very touching, you know, when we have the opportunity to give love and to seek the blessings from our parents. Make every effort to do it. Don't wait until they're in a coffin. It has no meaning then. That's just a corpse. That Atma has gone. Make every effort to take the blessings from your parents. And my children, when your parents bless you, not with the one hand, both hands. Parents, word of advice. Bless your children with both hands and hit them on the back hard so they wouldn't forget the blessing. Don't damage them. And use these words. Jug Jug Jio Beto Beti. Jug Jug Jio means for thousands of years may you always have my blessings. And you see the day that your parents bless you, you don't want anything else in this world. Even the what do you have here? The Lotterio, the 649 or whatever it is, can't even come close to the blessings that your parents will give you. Because it is said, your parents are your first representations of God on this earth. For the next 45 minutes, we are going to take a very quick dive into the scripture called the Ganesha Purana. You know, my little son, his name is Keshav. One day he said to me, he says, Daddy, why do we pray to this elephant-headed God? We worship animals now. He says, this elephant-headed God, very beautiful, very decorated, but he has the form, he has a human body. And to make it worse, he rides on a poor little mouse. He ain't squeezing that mouse. This is my son, 10 years old. So I said to him, son, listen. I want you to sit with me and listen now to the glories of the greatest, one of the greatest Devatas, Bhagwan Shri Ganesha. Prathama Pujye he is called. Today, we are in the 28th Kali Yuga. 27 have already gone. And as the lyricist tells us in this bhajan, in the past, one of the past yugas, in Satyuga, he recorded this bhajan. It says, it happened in Satyuga. Listen, O devotees, to the story of Parvati. Who was Parvati? The wife of Bhagwan Shiva, mother of Lord Ganesha. It was early morning. No one was there to guard Parvati ji. We all know this story very well. So she made a statue of clay and infused life, pran pratishta, into it. And she asked him not to let anyone into this cave without my permission. I'm not going to go into the story. We all know, we hear this every year during Ganesh Utsav. You know, Lord Shiva came, he got angry, got off the head, found a elephant head, placed it on Lord Ganesh. Let us look at the symbolism now, not the story. Let us look at the true meaning of the Ganeshji. And today, this morning, we are going to attempt to discuss the Ganesha Principle. This is called the Ganesha Principle. We sing, Satyug ki ek baat bataye, Girija Sut ki katha sunaye. Satyug ki ek baat bataye, गिरिजासुत की कथा सुनाए। प्रातः स्नान की बेला थी वो, कोई नहा देखा लो। मूरत एक माटी की बनाई, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा उसमें कराई। बोली किसको आना देना, जब तक ना आदेश सुनाई। बोलो सतयुग गीत बात बताए, गिरिजासुत की कथा सुनाए। शंकर जी पढ़ारे और बालक ने रोके मारे। शिव ने को कुतिया सब भारी, ले त्रिशूल नित सुत चलाए। सतयुग गीत बात बताए, गिरिजासुत की कथा सुनाए। सती जीव को ऐसा, जो मांगे सन मुकना सोई। देशी भूमि की देहा शिव ने, ऐसी तो गज सुत ही पाई। सतयुग गीत बात बताए, गिरिजासुत की कथा सुनाए। सतयुग Gajanan Swami ki jai. As we sit upright once more, we go deep now into the Ganesha Purana as we extract this powerful prayer. Lord Ganesha, as we will learn in a short while, Gananayaka Vinayaka, the remover of obstacles. This is why Prathama Pujiye, when he is given that authority, or he won that race, so to speak, the contest, he was given that authority that you, O Ganesha, will always be worshipped firstly. This is why when we begin any new project, we start any yajna, any pujas, we're constructing a home, the first puja to be performed is always that of Lord Ganesha. We sing this morning, very quickly, the Sri Shankat Nashanam Ganesha Stotram. Most powerful indeed. Whatever challenges that are in you or with you in your life today, I want you to place it to the feet of Vinayaka. Place it right by the mouse. The feet of Bhagwan Sri Ganesha, and ask him, dear Vinayaka, remove these obstacles, O Lord. May our lives be blissful, peaceful, and happy. With our eyes again gently closed, we bow our heads in prayer. Pranamya Shirsha Devam Gauriputram Vinayakam Bhaktavasa Sametritam Ayukamata Sirdhade Prathamam Vakratundam Cha Ekdantam Dvityakam Trityakam Krishna Pingaksham Gajavaktam Chaturbhujam Lambodharam Panchamam Cha Shashtam Vikatam Mevacha Saptamam Vignarajamam Cha Dhumravarnam Tatasmanam Navamam Bhalachandram Cha Dashamam Tu Vinayakam Ekadasham Ganapatim Dvadasham Tu Gajananam Dvadasaitani Namani Trisandhyam Yapathe Naraha Nacha Vignabhyam Tasya Sarvasiddhi Karam Param Vidyarthi Labhate Vidyam Dhanarthi Labhate Dhanam Putrarthi Labhate Putram मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिम जपे गणपति स्तोत्रम षड प्रिमहासी फलम लभे संवत्सरेण सिद्धिं च लभते नात्र सनास्य अष्टभ्यो ब्राह्मो यशिर्लिखित्वा या समर्पते तस्यै विद्या भवे सर्व गणेश प्रसिद्धता इति श्री नारद पुराण संकटनाशम गणेश स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम. Correction, that was actually taken from the Narada Purana. This Ganesha, this word Ganesha, the syllable Ganesha, the word Ganesha, consists of two syllables. Gana, which means all creations. We are part of this Gana. And Ishta, meaning the Lord. The Pranava mantra, the first sound in this world was Om. Every alphabet on this planet contains this word Om. In the Holy Bible, yes, we quoted from the Bible this morning. In the Holy Bible, John 1 verse 1 says, in the beginning, there was the Word, and that Word was with God, and that Word was Om. As humans, we breathe in 10,800 times in a period of 24 hours. And if that is not the case, consult a doctor. Don't go and sit and count how many times you breathe in now. 10,800 times in 24 hours. Thus in 24 hours, we breathe in and out 21,600 times. A lot. You see how active this body is? Each breath we take, we are saying so, hum. Inhale is so, hum. So means I am, hum, him. So means him, I am him. I am him. Who is I am him? I am one with God. We are all part and parcel of the same Bhagwan. We have said this many times. I'm sure every single one of us in here has visited a doctor's office. There's something called a catechus. Some people pronounce it differently. It is that staff with two serpent coils going around it. Have you seen this in the doctor's office? It's a medical symbol. Let us look deeply at what this catechus, or caducus as it's called, means. In the base of that caducus, the bottom symbolizes the Mooladhara chakra in this body. This body has 7 chakras, 7 major chakras. The Mooladhara chakra is the lowest of the chakras, the bottom. And this, it is said, where Ganesha, the energy, the Ganesha chakra sits at the Mooladhara chakra. So we're thinking about this, the caducus, this staff with the 2 coils around it. So Ganesha is at the bottom of this, at the base. On the 2 sides, on the top, the 2 heads, the sun and the moon. Now let's speak about the sun and the moon. We spoke about Surya Narayan this morning. Chandrama Bhagavan. The sun and the moon are responsible for maintaining the bodily temperature in this human body. Anybody, what is a normal body temperature of the human body? How many degrees? Well, not Celsius. I know Celsius too well. Degrees. 98.4 Fahrenheit. If your body temperature ever goes beyond 100, what happens? Got to call the doctor. Got a fever. Now, the sun and the moon are responsible for maintaining this bodily temperature. This Mooladhara chakra, the serpent is coiled 3.5 times with its head facing down in the body. With its head is facing down. And when the Kundalini Shakti is open, that snake, the coil that is, it turns its head upwards, and it begins to climb now the spinal column and opening the chakras one by one. And this is why when you see sometimes when drums are being played loudly, or you're in certain temples, even it happens here as well, and devotees become engulfed in that Shakti, or the divine feeling, the energy that is present. Their bodies begin to vibrate, they begin to dance, they begin to just get into this trance. This is when the Shakti, the Kundalini is opening. A genuine devotee, that is, the Kundalini begins to open. So we have the Mooladhara, we have the Swahastradhara, we have the Manipura, which is in the navel, we have the Anahata chakra, which is in the heart, we have the Vishuddhi chakra, which is in the throat, we have the Ajna chakras right here by the eyebrows, and of course we have the Sahasrara chakra. And the aim of opening all these chakras, these 7 chakras, is to awaken the Ganapati principle of which we are speaking this morning. And that Ganapati principle is this: to move from Ganeshhood, which is at the bottom, to Shivahood, which is at the top. And when we achieve this state
of bliss, and we are open, our chakras or Kundalini chakra is open, and we are able to communicate with God, then we can close our eyes and look internally to see and answer the question, Mai kaun who am I? This is the aim, and this is the Ganesha Principle we speak about. To move from Ganeshhood to Shivahood. This beautiful bhajan this morning speaks to this concept. It says, salutations to Ganapati, Bhagwan, our protector of the world. Your form is indeed a source and a tremendous happiness. You are depicted with your four arms and your radiance. You radiate, O Lord. By riding this mouse, you have accomplished the incredible. We glorify Ganapati Bhagwan with this beautiful bhajan. Jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak Jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak Jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak Jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak Teri Chabiyat happiness permeates the lives of whosoever meditates on your name with a true mind. Mind, body and soul, O Lord, I see you as this one form. Your power is beyond our comprehension. Tere naam ko jisne dhyaya, us par rehti sukh kaya. Tere rom rom andar mein ek tera roop sahaya. Teri mahima turi jaane, teri mahima turi jaane. Shiv Parvati ke balak jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak. Teri tabiyat sundar sukhdayak, teri tabiyat sundar sukhdayak jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak jai Ganapati Vandan Gananayak. Praise Symbolism Swami ki jai. Now that we have understood and identified who this Lord is, what does he look like? Let us look at his attributes. From the Ganapati Upanishad, I quote, Tvam Shakti Trayat Maka, Lord embodiment of three powers. What are these three powers? 1, Jnana, knowledge. 2, Iksha, desire. And 3, Kriya, actions. And these are ruled by Saraswati, Gyan, Lakshmi, Iksha, desire, and of course Parvati, actions. Now if we study biology, we'll understand this concept. Ganesha symbolizes the brain in this human body. That is Ganesha. Why? You see, our brain, in most cases, I say this very cautiously, our brain is like an atomic reactor. It processes so many different commands, thoughts, actions in a matter of microseconds. Isn't it true? Sometimes it's even faster than computers, supercomputers. The telephone exchange. It is known as the telephone exchange because from even the nervous systems to all the senses, everything is being processed at a given at a particular time through the brain instantaneously. It's the fastest communication system in the world. Fastest. This head and this brain, picture the spinal column hanging off a head and brain, right, in our human body, is equivalent to that tusk of Lord Ganesha. So the head is on the top and the tusk, that spinal column represents the tusk. In that spinal column, there's a life force that resides between the 9th and the 12th vertebra in the spinal column. Like the tusk of Lord Ganesha, that spinal column supports your entire body. If there's ever a problem with your spine, what happens? You're unable to sit up or stand up straight. It gives support to the entire human body as similarly to Lord Ganesha giving support to this entire creation of mankind. Ganesha can lift and move anything. So too, you and I, with our spiritual powers, we can do the same. We can do the same, having faith. What are the powers? Power of devotion, power of prayer, and power of meditation. Power of meditation. You know, a great writer composed this next bhajan. He says, "O Ganapati, the giver of happiness, I may not have the intelligence or intellect to describe your greatness. You are omnipotent, omniscient, and your form is distinctive, very distinctive indeed. We meditate upon your divine name, O Ganeshji. You are the beginning, the middle, and the end. You are the sustainer, the protector of your devotees. It is my desire to born in you and exist in you and take the final rest in your abode." We sing this beautiful bhajan. Hari Om Shadlit, Hari Om Sharanji.
विघ्नहरण गौरी के नंदन, सुमिर सदा सुखदाई रे। तुलसीदास जो गणपति सुमिरे, कोटि विघ्न फलदाई रे। वेद पुराण कथा से पहले जो सुमिरे सुखदाई, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि लक्ष्मी, मन इच्छा फलदाई रे। सुख वरण प्रभु नारायण रे, दुख हरण प्रभु नारायण रे। त्रिलोकपति दाता सुखदान, स्वीकारो मेरे प्रणाम प्रभु, स्वीकारो मेरे प्रणाम। त्रिलोकपति दाता सुखदान, स्वीकारो मेरे प्रणाम प्रभु, स्वीकारो मेरे प्रणाम। मनमानी में जो शक्ति कहा, जो महिमा तुम्हारी अनाद्य और अनंत तुम्हीं, और तुम ही आत्मा आधारे हो। भक्तों के तुम प्राण प्रभु, इस जीवन के रखवाले हो। तुम मेरी वेदन में तुमने, तुम मेरी वेदन में तुमने, और अंतरे तुम मेरी शरण। स्वीकारो मेरे परिणाम प्रभु, स्वीकारो मेरे परिणाम। इन लोकपति दाता सुखधाम, स्वीकारो मेरे परिणाम प्रभु, स्वीकारो मेरे परिणाम प्रभु, स्वीकारो मेरे परिणाम। प्रेम से बोल गजानन स्वामी की जय। We take a quick look now at the symbolisms of Lord Ganesha. For because of socio-historical reasons, in ancient India, two sets of people, one the Shivites and the other the Vaishnavites, they were fighting each other, But what they did was they formed a union between the two groups. And they stopped fighting. How did they stop fighting? They created an image, half elephant to represent the Shivites, and of course half man to represent the Vaishnavites. And they formed an image of Bhagavan Sri Ganesha. They both began to worship the same idol, and eventually fighting had stopped. The lesson from this little analogy this morning is that we too, you and I, should stop fighting. Stop fighting by simply looking at this image of Lord Ganesha and unite, whether it's here in temple, in work, at home, in community, in society, we must all unite. That is the Ganesha principle, my dear friends. Vibhishan once said in Ramayana to Ravan, his brother, he says, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama, Sumati Kumati Sabate सबके उड़ाही नाट पुराण निगम असका कही जहां सुमति तह संपति नाना जहां कुमति तह विपति निधाना. He says, O Ravan, good and evil resides in all. The scriptures tell us this. Where there's unity, there's strength, and where there's disunity, there's destruction. There is destructions from the highest level, from continents to countries, to cities, to towns, to homes, to mandirs, churches, mosques, and so forth. There is disunity. United we stand, divided we fall. That is another one of the Ganesha principles. Ganesha has a very big head. My son asked me this question: why is his head so big? This big head of Lord Ganesha symbolizes sagacity, wisdom, high intellect. Think big. You ever heard this concept in business? Think outside the box. This is how we stretch. You're shaking your head? You think outside the box? Very good. This is how we stretch our imagination, not only imagination, but our willpower. And the need to aim higher, aim for the stars. He has wide vision, and of course, with his ears, he hears everything very well. In other words, listen more, but speak less. Listen more, but speak less. He has very small eyes. Why the eyes are so small? Because he's always deep in concentration, in sadhana, in meditation. In other words, see less materialisms, become absolute, more aware of the inner being that is in us.
And those small eyes, you see equally divinity. We see no evil. And of course, that third eye is, of course, to see the Atma. We spoke about the soul. He has one tusk, single tusk. Ekadanta. We all know the story behind the tusk, why he lost the tusk, but we'll probably cover that when we have the Ganesha again. That single tusk means singular, no dualities. Avoid dualities at all possible. Good and bad, hot and cold. Become one-pointed and focused. If we follow the teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ram, Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram, and all of the Devatas, Ramayana Goswami Tulsidas tells us, Prana jai para vachana na jai. When you give your word, you stand by it. And if you believe in something, believe firmly, you stand up for it. Stand up for the truth. Satyam vara dharmachara. When you stand up for the truth, there can be no deviation from the truth. It is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. There's no kind of truth or sort of truth or perhaps truth. It is the absolute truth. Sometimes the truth is very difficult to swallow, but you know what? It's better to swallow it now than you have to deal with the pack of lies that will follow it to cover up that untruth. His large trunk. Sometimes the trunk will be swung over to the left side and to the right side. We'll speak about that in a minute. This large trunk means that he speaks less because the trunk actually covers his mouth. It's over his mouth. High efficiency, adaptability. The tusk to the left side is called itampiri, and to the right side is called vitampiri. Many people ask the questions, Baba, which side is better? Listen, Ganesha is Ganesha. There are significances and certain people tell you that. But we go in deeper into philosophy when we analyze now the direction of the tusk, which way it faces. The mouse, my son asked me about the mouse. Why is Ganesh sitting on this poor little mouse and squeezing him? The mouse is called the mushak. Mice, they spread diseases. Not so? They breed anger, greed, attachment, lust, envy, conceit, ego, deceit, desires. That's what the mouse symbolizes. And Ganesh is sitting on this mouse saying, no control of desires will cause damages. So, Ganesha, let me do the comparison now. Ganesha is the largest vertebra in existence today. There's nothing larger than him. We are over with the age of the dinosaurs and so forth. Ganesha is the largest vertebra that exists today. And incidentally, the mouse is the smallest vertebra. Macrocosm versus microcosm. We must ride the desires. In other words, never let desires ride us. That is the symbol of the mouse. Why he's on that mouse. The mouse is the desires. The minute the desires ride us, the mouse riding him, or not him, but us, what happens? When desires begin to control us, we lose the basic thing that we have, which is called common sense. There's no more common sense, there's only nonsense. The minute desires are in control, my dear friends. This upcoming Ganesh Utsav, I ask all of you, come, listen to scriptures by Panaji, make your offerings to Ganesh Baba, the 21 laddus and so forth, and ask him with each one of those offerings, Prabhu, may my desires never be in control of me. What happens when the desires take over? We all know this very well. And we do not get what we want, we become unhappy. And when we become unhappy, we make the people next to us, the ones that are closest, nearest and dearest to us, they also become happy. And you know something? We are the last people to notice when our loved ones become unhappy because we are too overwhelmed and overcome with desires. And when this happens, it's total chaos. It is total chaos. We are going against the Ganesha principle. Let us comprehend a simple thing like that mouse, that mushak. In any computer system today, any computer, if the mouse ain't working, computer working? I don't think so. That's how important that little mouse is. Has no connection with desires. In the computer world it is. Now, final analysis. In this family of Lord Shiva, let's start. Lord Shiva is father, husband. Who is the mother? Parvati ji, Bhavani Shankar Mata. And who are the sons? Ganesha and somebody said Kartikeya. Right? The two. 2 sons. Now, let us look at their vehicles, and I'm going to draw your attention to this. I'm not sure if you've heard this before. In the family of Lord Shiva, Bholinath, in the Mahadev, let's say the Mahadev family, Lord Shiva's vehicle is what? Is who? Nandi Bhagwan. And around his neck, what kind of garlands does he have? Serpents, snakes, Nag. Now he's the father, he rides a bull, he has snakes around his neck. Mother Parvati, what is her vehicle? Sherwali Ma, the lion or the tiger. What do lions feed on? Nandi better watch out. Lions feed on animals such as the bull, right? In the wild. This is science, Discovery Channel now. Lord Ganesha, we spoke of his vehicle, which is the mouse. Do mouse and snakes get along? No. Snakes eat mouse or mice, right? Kartikeya, what's his vehicle? Peacock. Do peacocks and snakes get along? No. Peacocks feed on snakes. So you see, every one of them is an adversary of the other. But yet, have you ever heard of any problems in the Mahadev household? They are staunch enemies in real world, that is, nothing by control. They are staunch enemies, they all feed upon one another. But there is never a dull day in the Mahadev household. I'm just drawing a reference there. Why is it that you and I and our friends or relatives on this planet today cannot live off this concept? Despite what the differences are. You hear silly things like, well, they have plenty of money, I can't get along with them, I can't side with them, they're in a different class. Or she got married into a family of a different religion, I don't mix with that, I don't want to go by it, I don't eat. They eat this, they eat that, their house is not clean. Why do we worry about these mundane things? We look at it outside the box now. Look at the message, the teaching that Paramatma is giving us. With all these indifferences and all the reasons why they should not get along, they're one of the happiest families given to us, to teach us, to teach mankind. They all live in happiness and are not enemies. As we bring this kathaa this morning to a close, I know we have much more to come with Panditji and the Ganesh Utsav that's coming up. Panditji starts on the 5th, I believe? 5, 6, 7. 5th, 6th and 7th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll be doing Visarjan. I'll be here for Visarjan as well on Saturday at the lake. Looking forward to seeing all of you for that. Goswami Tulsidas Ji, composed this beautiful bhajan. He says to mankind, sing the universal praises of Lord Ganapati, who is worshipped by the entire world. We all know he's Shiva's son, he's the darling of Parvati, and of course he's the abode of perfection. He has a beautiful face and is full of siddhis. Siddhis are powers. He is the ocean of mercy, beautiful, and he always, and he's an expert in every single way. Goswami Tulsidas Ji tells us. Gaiye Ganapati Jagavandana, Gaiye Ganapati Jagavandana, Gaiye Ganapati Jagavandana, Shankar Suvana Bhani Nandana, Shankar Suvana Priya Mudha Mangalada
मंगलदाता विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता मानस तुलसीदास कर जोरो मानस तुलसीदास कर जोरो बस ही नाम सिया मानस मोरो गाइए गणपति जगवंदन गाइए गणपति जगवंदन शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन गाइए गणपति जगवंदन गाइए गणपति जगवंदन जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय लंबोदर पीतांबर सोहे अरिमलि मुकुटन यदुरसनारे लंबोदर पीतांबर सोहे अरिमलि मुकुटन यदुरसनारे गजमलमाल गले विध सोहे गजमलमाल गले विध सोहे द्वार लाल में चंद्रकला के गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी गणपति वेद विनाशनहारी जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय मोदक ले देत जननी जब समुखश्चैकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विगतो विघ्ननाथो गणाधिपः धूम्रकेतुर्गणाध्यक्ष बालचन्द्रो गजाननम् एकां शुभकर्मो वेदो स्कन्दपूर्णमजः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। प्रेम से बोलो गजानन स्वामी की जय। जय गणपति। My beloved devotees, thank you so much for giving me your undivided attention this morning. It is my hope and humble prayer that this short message would have enlightened you in some way. Perhaps you've heard something from me for the first time. If you, as I always say, if you have any questions or concerns, I am always open. Please see me after satsang. I'll be more than happy to share with you. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Actually, next 2 weeks for Ganesha Utsav. And after that, we'll also have 3 sessions of Garud Puran during the Pitri Paksh period. Please spread the word and don't miss it. You'll in for a treat. And then following that, we'll have our Navratri celebrations, which I'll be here conducting as well. For those of you who are free next Sunday evening, there is a beautiful program, musical program. Pandit Munilalji, myself, Pandit Arun Gosai, Pandit Lalaram from Guyana, and a couple other singers. We'll be here somewhere on Kennedy Road. I don't know the name of the building, but if you have time, I can give you the information. It's in the afternoon, so please feel free to join us. And then on Saturday 7th, we'll be doing the Ganesh Visarjan at the lake. And on that afternoon, Seva for Life is having a fundraising concert at the Pearl Banquet Hall in Brampton. And that's on Saturday, September 7th. Please join us. And I'm performing there as well. I hope to see all of you there. It's a very, very great cause. Once again, thank you for sharing over the last few nights of Krishna Janam as well with me. And the Pandits here, Pandit Jag, always a pleasure to be with you. And Pandit Gireshji, Pandit Parshuramji, Pranamji, your blessings. I bow to your feet, all of you. Thank you for your blessings. And thank you to all the musicians. Please let's have a lovely round of applause for this Kirtan group and our musicians. Come on, you can do better than that. It's Sunday morning. There you go. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ganesha. Thank you, and I'll hand it over back to Pandit Jagji. Panditji.